WMNH Rip the Knob Off.
Everybody, welcome. Here we go. It's that time again. Matt Connerton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Let's see. Well, 603-250-6007 is the number if you'd like to call in. 603-250-6007. You can also text us at 617-917-4476. Tweet me at Matt Connerton or send an email to matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can always interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. And speaking of dulcet tones, by the way, coming up at 5 p.m. in the second hour, we will be joined by a gentleman named Jim Hunt, who is a radio host and a voiceover guy. And just here, I'll give you a little sample. I have a little 1 minute sample of his work here that our friend Billy Painter sent me.
Jim Hunt!
It's coming.
12 o'clock news with Brandon Fritz.
That's where it's all at, baby.
For 70 years, Hess Windows and Doors has been serving the region with the finest in doors and windows. Schaefer's Pharmacy goes the extra mile to make people feel better. We don't need to tell you that NASCAR racing at Pocono Raceway is thrilling and exciting. Heck, you already knew that.
May the luck of the Irish be with you.
Andy, Buford here again. There seems to be some confusion with the weather. Is it spring? Is it cold? Is it hot?
I'll bet you want something different, don't you? Something more.
Gear's Dairy Milk is so good for you.
Of course, they have all your Italian favorites, including ravioli and lasagna.
Your old pal Scooter Shooterbrick here for my gym rat buddies Charlie Killian and Bert Wirt.
Your very old friend Noah here for Ark Rentals in Orbigsburg. I've been around a few years and I've learned a few things.
I've been there, but it hasn't been with Hillary, if you know what I mean. And with no fast-talking, slick salespeople. Tax and tags, license required. Void where prohibited. Gotta, blah, blah, blah.
All I can say is, wow. The Hopknot posted this. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you today. Looking for a way to celebrate? Come and try Jack's Abbey Craft Lagers Blood Orange Wheat Beer. How's that sound to you, Texas Mike?
I think I've had that one before.
Have you?
Yeah.
All right. And don't forget, tonight and every Wednesday night is Industry Night. 25% off food, $5 draft beer, $3 nightlight, discounted well mixers. So that is happening tonight at the Hopknot. And let's see if our guest is with us on Skype. Jim, are you there?
I am here, Matt. Hello. How are you?
Very good. Very good. So Jim Hunt joins us, and thank you to Billy Painter for connecting us. And I played earlier in the show, I played the 1 minute demo there that Billy sent me. And you've got a hell of a voice, my friend. You know, I always say, I mean, I'm pretty, I try to be pretty as objective as I can be with my own self-assessment of my voice and whatnot. And I think I have a good radio voice. But I'm always jealous of people who have great radio voices. And you, sir, have a great radio voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got one of those, you know, it's got that smooth, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about because it's your voice. So
thank you.
How long have you been doing this? You've been at this a long time, right?
Yes, I have. Actually, I started working in radio. I actually started at a reading service for the blind, actually, in the Harrisburg area. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and then I moved here to Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania, and I started doing voiceovers. I started really getting into doing voiceovers in around 2005, 2006 is when I started.
How difficult was it to break into? Was it kind of, because obviously with a voice like yours, you're well suited to that kind of work. But I've also heard people say that it can be really a challenge because there's a lot of competition out there. A lot of people have really great voices.
Yeah, there is. It's a lot of competition. Definitely a lot of competition out there, and there's going to be some acceptance and also going to be some rejection. And I've been lucky to do some pretty cool gigs for ad agencies and also various internet radio stations like the AOW Radio Network and Outlaw Radio. And I've also been the image voice for an oldie station called Fun Tower Radio for a while.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it sounds like you keep pretty busy. Is that something where do you get an agent, or do you have an agent, or do you handle that all yourself?
I've been handling that all by myself for now.
Okay. That's something.
In the future, I might get one, but right now I've been handling it all by myself.
That's something I'm always curious about when I talk to folks like you. Is it better to to try to get an agent and then they're, handling the negotiations and whatnot. But I've also heard some horror stories from people who work with agents who say, it's better to just, unless you get to a point where, you're so busy that you can't handle that part of it yourself, that you're actually better off doing that. Now you mentioned, so you are, it's funny, last week we had Monty Seaburns on, who is visually impaired, and you know Monty, I assume.
Great guy. Yep.
Yeah.
He and I. Yep. We know each other from various phone chat lines as well.
Okay. Yeah. So that's how Billy meets everybody. It's through the chat line.
Yep. We met each other through a chat line.
You know what? What's funny, Jim, and this is kind of an aside, but until I got to know Billy, I didn't know that was actually still a thing. The chat lines, I knew about it years and years ago, like, sort of pre-internet. But I didn't know that was still around. But I've been surprised at, and then, getting to learn about it a little bit from Billy, and then encountering more and more people who apparently are still involved in the chat lines. And I'm like, I guess nobody ever really talks about it or something, because somehow I never knew that was still a thing. Do you still do that now?
Yes, I still do recording of voice prompts, IVR prompts for a chat line called Livewire.
No kidding. I'll be damned. It's like this whole universe that I was oblivious to. What's IVR?
Interactive voice response.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's like when you call into a system and you get, you've reached Matt Connerton Unleashed after hours. To leave a comment, press 1. To talk live, press 2. That kind of thing.
Oh my God, dude, your voice is amazing. It sounded so good. Now, so you like Monty, you are also visually impaired. Is that correct?
Yes, I am also visually impaired. I can see shadows and light. I can see a little bit through my left eye. Okay. I actually was able to see a lot more. I used to see shape and color, and I could see large print under a magnifier. But now, as of February of 2011, that all left. It's much more, it's deteriorated now to the point where it seems like I'm looking at things through a really thick fog. Okay. And color is gone. I can no longer see color. But I do have technology that helps me out with reading mail. Oh. I have various apps on my phone that can read my mail for me and can identify color for me, so I can tell what color things are. And also I use a mobility cane to get around.
Sure. So you were not born with the level of vision that you have now. It's something that has just deteriorated over time.
Yeah, it's deteriorated over time. I used to be able to see 6 feet through my left eye. I was actually born with a condition called optic nerve hypoplasia, or optic nerve atrophy, which means my optical nerves didn't develop right when I was born. They're very, very tiny. They're very small.
Oh.
And it also affects my sense of smell. I actually have no sense of smell.
No kidding.
It doesn't. No, no, and it doesn't affect my taste, though. Thank goodness, I'm still able to taste things, but no smell.
Yeah, interesting. This is probably a dumb question, but when you have noticed, and you probably, it's probably hard to answer because obviously it's something that's incremental, but has your sense of taste or hearing has that changed at all over time as your vision has decreased? Have you noticed that other senses have improved or?
Well, not since my vision has deteriorated since 2011. No, actually, I think it's still as good as it was.
Yeah.
I think my taste and hearing is as good as it was.
Yeah. I was just curious because, you always hear people talk about when one of their senses is, not where it's supposed to be. Sometimes other senses are heightened, but it's an interesting subject to me because I have pigmentary glaucoma, but I was very fortunate. They caught it. They caught it before I even had it. And what I mean is I was initially diagnosed with pigmentary dispersion syndrome, and my eye doctor, Dr. Erin Fogel in Concord, she's phenomenal. She said, well, we need to keep an eye on this because pigmentary dispersion syndrome is often a precursor to pigmentary glaucoma. So she said, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep checking it. And then I think within maybe a year or two, it had become glaucoma. But fortunately, they caught it so early that I have to use an eye drop every day. And that's it. That controls the eye pressure. So I'm good. As long as I stay on the eye drops, I'm good. But so has the technology, you mentioned using technology to help you. Do you also use technology, I assume, to help you in terms of your broadcasting and your voiceover work?
Yes, I use screen reader software. I use a combination of hardware and software, a screen reader program on the computer, both at the radio stations where I work and here at home. I use a screen reader software called JAWS, Job Access with Speech. And also I have what's called a Braille display. It takes what's on the screen and converts it into Braille for me via a little blue box that sits in front of me, and the Braille comes up on it, and I can change the Braille as I read from line to line in the commercial copy and any other copy I'm using, or in the prompts that the copy of the prompts that I use to record for the voice prompts for Livewire.
It's such an amazing time to be alive as technology moves so quickly now. And, obviously there was a time when, you wouldn't be able to do any of this. The technology just wouldn't be there to help you. And you mentioned JAWS. I think Monty mentioned that that as well. Because I was asking him the same question about some of what he uses to help him with this. Going forward, so do you have some sort of a goal as far as, doing a nationally syndicated show? Like what is kind of the big, do you have something you're working toward, or are you just taking the work as it comes? And obviously you're very successful at it, but is there some big goal that you're working toward with your career?
I have been taking the work as it comes, and eventually I would love to do a nationally syndicated music show. Mm-hmm. I don't know about doing a talk show. That would be a little much for me, like the call, like taking the calls and everything. But doing a nationally syndicated music show, I could definitely I could do that. I used to voice for a internet radio station called Fun Tower Radio, and I would love to possibly do a show there. Or another station that I listen to is Legend Oldies Radio. I might do a show there. Otherwise, would love to do some more stuff for ad agencies and And if I could make it onto an iHeart station or a Cumulus station or some other such station, that would be really cool too. But for right now, I've been just kind of taking the work as it comes and putting the word out there. I do have my own website. I am in the process of updating it. JimHuntVO.com. That's JimHuntVO, VO for voiceover. JimHuntVO.com. And you can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Insta.
Oh, did we lose you? Jim, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Oh, you're back.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we lost you for about 5 or 6 seconds there, but you're back. Yeah, Skype can be.
Oh, okay.
Skype can be a little bit wonky. Hey, by the way, as you know, in terms of your voiceover career, have you ever had to do or been offered something that was just really strange, where maybe somebody came to you and said, we need a voiceover for this particular product or service or whatever it is, and you just go, or have you had to turn down anything because it was just a little something a little wonky that you didn't necessarily want to get involved in? Because you must get some, I would imagine you get all kinds of offers and maybe you have to say no to something.
Yeah, I have not had to turn down anything yet. I've not had to turn down anything. I have gotten a few off the wall requests, and one of them was actually a public service announcement or spot or an announcement of sort, blasting a member of the freedom fighters of South Africa.
Okay.
And I told Billy, as I told him right off the bat, I wish to remain anonymous, because I did not. I've never received a death threat or anything like that, and I like to keep it that way.
Understood. Yeah. I never have either. And doing a show like this, it's actually pretty remarkable. I've had people challenge me. Well, I've had one person challenge me to a fight, but we talked about him earlier in the show. It doesn't matter. But yeah, no, that's understandable though. Yeah, if somebody comes to you with something that's potentially controversial or might upset someone who could potentially be violent, I can see why you might think twice about that. I don't blame you.
And there was another spoof parody. There was actually a parody I did of a lady who I won't reveal her location, but she was running as a political candidate, and I did a spoof on her where I disguised my voice as a sort of a sort of like a hillbilly bumpkin, and was doing the dueling banjos thing and making fun of her, and she when she heard it, she was livid. She was like, I want to know who did that. I want the person who voiced that ad fired.
Really? Oh, no kidding. Wow. Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a particular one that you've did that you really had fun with? Like, do you have a personal favorite that you've done?
One that I've done that's a favorite of mine is an advertisement for a Halloween heavy metal concert in Ohio. It was the 6th annual Halloween Bash. I forget exactly where exactly it was located, but it was talking about some upcoming bands that were going to be performing there. And Billy and I both produced it together. I recorded it, voiced it, added some voice effects, and Billy actually produced it. And it was sweet. It was nice.
Yeah. I'm sure it's nice when you can really, get creative with it. And, that's probably a lot more fun than just, voicing. Obviously I'm sure it's all fun, but when you get to use your creativity instead of just voicing a commercial that somebody's given you a script for, it's probably more appealing to get to really have fun with it and kind of lean into it. And,
Yeah. Oh, and also another favorite of mine is I voiced ads for the Red Pill Expo. I voiced for this year's and last year's Red Pill Expo events, and that was a lot of fun, especially finding music that's sort of appropriate or sort of suits the area. Like last year, it was Rapid City, South Dakota, and so I had some in the beginning of the spot, I had a little bit of down-home country, sort of slow country type music to start the spot off with, and then I went into sort of a regular, like a newsy, like a news sort of type bed. But and then for when the Red Pill Expo was in Louisiana, I picked out some Cajun music to start the spot out with, and so that was fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And when Outlaw Radio has the yearly anniversary shows coming up, it's always fun to voice and produce the promos for those, putting all the different bits together.
Let me ask you this, Mike. So, Jim, rather. I'm sorry, I was reading. I called you Mike because somebody made a joke in the Facebook live chat that I can't actually read on the air, but it has to do with your last name. It's pretty funny. I
get that a lot.
Yeah. So our friend Dirk Don in the chat room earlier, he has expressed an interest in getting into voiceover work. Do you have any advice for Dirk or anyone who's interested in getting into what you do? Because Dirk has a really good voice too. Different, it's lower. It's I'm not good at describing voices, but I think I can imagine him doing that. But do you have any advice for someone who wants to get into voiceover work?
I would say get the word out there, market yourself, get a website. Mm-hmm. If you can get a website up and running, if you want to do it via SoundCloud, you could do it via SoundCloud, or you could get a website up and running. If you don't know how to build your own website, you could have someone help you. You could hire someone to build the website for you. Get a domain name. You can also try. You can go to different sites like Voices.com is a very popular place where people have posted demos. Voices.com and Voice123.com. And as far as setting rates, I have actually, as of right now, set my rates pretty low. For example, for ad agencies, spots are around $50 for ad agencies. For internet radio stations such as the AOW Radio Network and others, I've actually set a rate of $15 per spot, per liner, per sweeper.
Yeah. Oh, that's very reasonable, actually. Wow. Okay. Very good.
And get a website up and going. Get on social media. Get onto Facebook, Twitter, whichever social media platforms you want to get up on. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, MeWe. SoundCloud. I'm also on SoundCloud too. SoundCloud.com/JimHuntVO.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, Jim, listen, you've been very generous with your time. We appreciate you chatting with us. We'll let you go in a second, but before we do that, I do want you to please remind everybody how they can find you online. What's the best way to reach out and get in touch with you?
Absolutely. JimHuntVO.com. That's www.jimhunt. That's JimHuntVO.com. And no, my name's not Mike.
Yeah.
JimHuntVO.com. And also you can go to twitter.com/JimHuntVO, Facebook.com/JimHuntVO, and SoundCloud.com/JimHuntVO. You can find me at all those places.
All right. Very good. Well, I'm really glad that Billy connected us. And Jim, thank you so much for Skyping in with us today. We appreciate it.
You bet, man. It's been a pleasure.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Take care.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, it's the
Big Voice Guy.
the one who intros and promos the show you're listening to right now. Hi, my name is Jim Hunt. I voice for a growing list of internet and terrestrial radio stations, podcasts, and businesses. I'd love to spread the word about yours too, no matter if the message is serious or silly. Whether you want the delivery to be hard-hitting, voice of authority, or conversational, warm and fuzzy. From fully produced station imaging and commercials
to custom phone system messages on hold and IVR prompts.
Voiceovers for computer games to narrations for presentations. Even post-production, audio editing, and audio cleanup services. Yeah, I do them too. I'm your guy. I do business as Jim Hunt Voiceovers and Audio Services. My rates are reasonable and negotiable because I love internet radio too. Visit my website, jimhuntvo.com. I'm Jim Hunt, at your service. Put my voice and audio production skills to work for you. Let's do this.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
WMNH, rip the knob off.